Greetings, folks. Today is Wednesday, April the 3rd, 2019. I'm Tom Weiner-Weaver, and this is my commentary. You might want to ask the question, why anarchy? Well, why not? Do you really like what you see in our government? Well, I don't. And I never would have thought something different had we had a government that kept their oath of office. But they don't. They're criminals. And I don't want criminals to be in power over me. Do you? So I think it's high time to eliminate every government in this country, whether it be federal or local. I think it's time. Can you imagine what life would be like without that government? That monster? Guess what? We would be free and independent and individuals. We wouldn't be forced to do anything. So I propose that we have a constitutional convention to eliminate the Constitution. Eliminate the Constitution, and then you will eliminate our government. Because it's the Constitution that defines the government. And then replace the Constitution with something I would call Articles of Anarchy. Or we can call it Articles of Liberty or Articles of Freedom. Same difference. Freedom, liberty, anarchy. They all amount to the same thing. Empowerment of the individual. So you people who believe in individual rights, you'd love this. Or you should. But are you just making it up? Do you really want individual rights? The only way to do that is to get rid of government. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know. If we eliminate our government, we may decide we want another government. Well, at least maybe not right away. But that doesn't say that just because we have no government doesn't mean we won't have any rules of life. I think there should be some rules. And just because there's no earthly government, that doesn't mean there's no authority. You see, I still believe in the authority of God and His Christ. So I still believe that way. But under an anarchical society, you don't have to. Now, but I still believe in the authority of God and His Christ. And I will live according to that. You don't have to. But if you believe in liberty, if you believe in freedom, it's the same thing. So when you consider anarchy, freedom, and liberty, it's all the same thing. 100% liberty means no authority. None. Zippo. We could be totally free without our government. Now, what would Articles of Anarchy say? Well, one thing I think we should establish is that everyone is inherent with the right to life. This life is yours. My life is mine. Your life is yours. Alright? And I should not take your life, nor should you take my life. So, the words, thou shalt not kill, should figure in. No murdering. If you commit a murder, the community that you commit that murder in can put you to death. Yes, they catch you, they put you in a refrigerator box somewhere, something. They lock you up, and they will hold a trial. And then the people will decide what to do with you. You ever think of that? Now remember, there's no government. So there's no circuit judge, as there was a long time ago. It is the community that will decide what to do with you if you commit a crime. The crime of murder. And if the community says you should die for that crime, then you should die. But you might have communities that don't believe in the death penalty. Fine. You know, that's the beauty of freedom. So, I like that idea that in one community you can have the death penalty, in a neighboring community you don't. So if you're going to commit a crime somewhere else. You know. Anyway, I mean, you can be anything you want under this kind of system. Now, guess what? Without government, get rid of government, we get rid of the Federal Reserve, get rid of the IRS, get rid of it, all the whole mess, we won't have a currency. So we will automatically be in a bartering situation. Or we can create a currency. And I'd like to go back to a system where the states had their own currency. Yep. Now, does that mean we're going to have a state government? Well, no, not necessarily. The people of the state can decide to have a currency. It's as simple as that. Anyway. So, yeah, I know there are things that are going to have to be worked out. What we do with our military, what we would do with our nuclear arms and all that stuff. I realize we're going to have to make certain decisions along the way. But not a government. Without a government. Maybe we the people can have a convention once a year to make decisions like that. Just a thought. But we must have a system where the people are paramount. Where individual rights are paramount. The individual empowerment is paramount. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You can decide to live your life totally away from people like a hermit. Or you can decide to live your life with a collective. I mean, it's all your choice. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going through life and you're in control of it? And if you own a house, if you happen to own a house, no government is going to tax you for it. Don't you like that idea? I mean, there's no more income tax, no sales tax, no nothing. No taxes whatsoever in this system. Because we take care of everything. We, the people, in a community, take care of everything. Now, I mentioned in my most recent commentary, and somebody said you shouldn't be getting your ideals from an old TV show. Now, if you listen to that commentary, you'll find out I didn't get my ideals from that TV show. I was using that TV show, i.e. Little House on the Prairie, and I think when you look at Little House on the Prairie, you will see anarchy, liberty, freedom. I mean, these people could do what they wanted to do. But you also see that they were caring for one another. Even Mrs. Olsen, every once in a while, showed that she cared about something other than herself. You know, Harriet Olsen, I tell you what, that was watching her was the funniest part of that show. You remember the time Nels Olsen cheated on her? That was funny. Anyway, but yeah, that's the way life should be. People caring about one another in a community. You know, back then they didn't have food stamps. They didn't have housing assistance or any of that. It's the community. I mean, listen, when Charles Ingalls was going through a rough time, it is the whole community of Walnut Grove that came together and helped that family. Why can't we have communities like that again? Well, we can. If we get rid of this government of ours that prevents us from caring about one another. So, anyway, I don't know if you can hear that, but it sure is windy. I can hear it. This microphone pad, this thing here that I'm now touching, is supposed to keep all the other noises out. So, we'll see. Although, it doesn't keep my alarm clock out. Don't worry, I shut it off. Anyway, okay, listen. Maybe not anarchy. Maybe we can consider something else. But I want to have a system. I want to have communities where the individual is empowered. I don't want to have to go to the government for everything. I don't want the government to control everything. And it's time, I think it's a good time to make that change, to eliminate at least the federal government. Because if we do that, maybe the state governments would be more responsive to the people. So, one way or another, the federal government's got to go. It just has to go. Alright? Well, I'm coming upon 15 minutes. That's my commentary for today. Thank you for listening, folks. You have a great rest of the day. See ya.